Does anyone here understand what it feels like to be abandoned? Barry Gibb, a gifted British artist, found himself in the depths of solitude as, one by one, his comrades in the group forsook him. The anguish of loss, combined with the relentless onslaught of personal tragedies, only deepened the wounds etched upon his heart. Let's explore the tragic narrative of Barry's ill-fated existence in this video. In a revealing 2017 interview with Variety, Barry Gibb, the eldest of the Gibb brothers and a legendary musician, shared a deeply personal and traumatic experience from his early childhood. He disclosed that at the tender age of 4, he had a harrowing encounter with an attempted child molester. Barry Gibb recounted the distressing incident, noting that, "There was a moment in time when a man tried to molest me when I was about 4 years old." He went on to clarify that, fortunately, the man did not physically touch him, but other concerning things transpired during the incident. What's even more distressing is that this man's actions were not limited to Barry alone. He victimized other children as well. Although the perpetrator was eventually arrested, even at the age of 4, Barry Gibb had to provide a statement to the police. This experience left a lasting impact on him. He vividly remembered the traumatic incident, as well as the ordeal of having to share the details of the event with the authorities. Robin Gibb had a colorful personal life beyond his successful music career. His first marriage took place on August 26, 1966, when he was just 19 years old. He tied the knot with Maureen Bates. Unfortunately, their marriage was short-lived, and they went their separate ways, getting a divorce in July 1970. During the taping of the BBC's Top of the Pops in London, Robin Gibb met Linda Gray, who was a former Miss Edinburgh. This chance encounter led to a romantic relationship, and on September 1, 1970, which also happened to be his 24th birthday, he married Linda Gray. Their marriage endured, and together they had 5 children. Stephen, born in 1973, Ashley, born in 1977, Travis, born in 1981, Michael, born in 1984, and Alexandra, born in 1991. In addition to their own family, they were also blessed with 7 grandchildren. In a 2014 interview with The Mirror, Robin Gibb shared his friendship with the iconic Michael Jackson. He recalled how Michael Jackson would stay at their Miami home, where he witnessed the enthusiastic fans outside his hotel on TV. They spent time riding and enjoying wine together with Jackson's signature giggle. This friendship was established before Jackson's child molestation trial, and they never discussed the case. Robin expressed that he missed Jackson after his passing. In January 2006, Robin Gibb made a notable purchase. He acquired the former home of country music legends Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash in Hendersonville, Tennessee, with the intention of restoring it and turning it into a songwriting retreat. Tragically, the house was destroyed by fire on April 10, 2007, while undergoing renovations. Robin Gibb received a significant honor on July 10, 2009, when he was made a freeman of the borough of Douglas on the Isle of Man. This distinction was also granted to his brother Robin and posthumously to his brother Maurice. In the same year, Robin and his wife became U.S. citizens while retaining their UK citizenship. They maintained homes in both Miami, Florida, and Beaconsfield, Buckinghamshire, reflecting their transatlantic lifestyle. Barry Allen Crompton. Gibb was born on September 1, 1946, at the Jane Crucall Maternity Home in Douglas, Isle of Man. He was the son of Hugh Gibb, a drummer, and Barbara Gibb, knee pass, both originally from Manchester, England. Barry Gibb's ancestry includes English and Irish and Scottish roots, with his grandfather, Hugh Gibb Sr., hailing from Lanarkshire, Scotland. Barry had an older sister named Leslie Evans. His second name, Alan, was given in memory of his father's youngest brother, who tragically passed away in infancy. His third name, Crompton, was reportedly to honor the Gibb family's ancestor, Sir Isaac Crompton, although it was actually Samuel Crompton. At the time of Barry's birth, his father was pursuing a career as a musician, often playing at various hotels in Douglas, while his mother took care of the children. The Gibb family initially lived at Chapel House on Strang Road. Tragedy struck when Barry was almost 2 years old. He was involved in a severe accident with a hot teapot his mother had just placed on the table. Barry climbed up and accidentally knocked the teapot over, scalding himself. He was hospitalized at Noble's Hospital for approximately 2.5 months due to the severity of his burns, and he later recounted the ordeal. The scalding incident left Barry with scars, but the entire 2-year period of his hospitalization was erased from his memory. He described the experience, noting that gangrene had set in, and he had come dangerously close to death. The lack of advanced medical treatments at the time meant there were no skin grafts or similar procedures available. In 1949, the Gibb family moved to a new residence at 50 St. Catherine's Drive. Later in the same year, on December 22nd, Barry's 2 younger brothers, Robin and Maurice, were born. When the twins were still young, the family relocated again, this time to Smedley Cottage in Spring Valley, another area in Douglas. Barry's formal education began on September 4, 1951, just 3 days after he celebrated his 5th birthday. He attended Brad Ann School. In 1952, the family moved to 43 Snaefell Road in Williston, which served as their home for the following 2 years. In the same year, Barry started attending Tinwald Street Infants School, and on his 7th birthday in 1953, he began attending D. Mason Road Boys School. These early years in Barry Gibb's life were marked by family moves and a life-altering accident, which he remarkably couldn't remember despite the scars he carried. In 1955, the Gibb family returned to their hometown of Manchester, and this marked a significant turning point in the musical journey of the Gibb brothers, especially Barry Gibb. The brothers, consisting of Barry on vocals and guitar, Robin and Maurice on vocals, and friends and neighbors, Paul Frost and Kenny Horrocks providing additional vocals, formed a skiffle group called the Rattlesnakes. Their early repertoire included songs by popular artists like Cliff Richard, Paul Anka, Buddy Holly, and the Everly Brothers. Barry Gibb recalled that their first song as the Rattlesnakes was I Love You Baby by Paul Anka. Although there was some discrepancy, as in 1968, he remembered it as the Everly Brothers' Wake Up Little Susie. The Rattlesnakes had their first professional performance on December 28, 1957, at the Gaumont Cinema. However, their musical journey saw a change around 1958 when Gibb's guitar was accidentally broken by Paul Frost, describing it as broken in the middle. By May 1958, the Gibb family moved to Northern Grove, resulting in the departure of Paul Frost and Kenny Horrocks from the group. The brothers then renamed their band to Wee Johnny Hayes and the Blue Cats. Under this name, they regularly performed in Minor 15, a talent contest for under 15s held at the Princess Club in Chorlton on Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. In August 1958, the Gibb family embarked on a journey to Australia as part of an assisted migration scheme, boarding the ship Fair Sea from Southampton. Notably, they weren't the only musical talents on that ship. Red Simons, the future guitarist of Skyhooks, and Kylie Minogue's parents were also among the passengers. In Australia, the Gibb brothers would eventually form the group known as the Bee Gees. In 1959, the Bee Gees began to sing between races at the Red Cliff Speedway to earn some money. Their vocal talent caught the attention of Bill Gates, a radio DJ who was also interested in Barry Gibb's original compositions, including Let Me Love You and Underneath the Starlight of Love. Gates asked Gibb for more of his original material. Barry Gibb decided to leave school in September 1961, and the Gibb family relocated to Surfer's Paradise. During the summers of 1961 and 1962, the brothers performed at various hotels and clubs in the Gold Coast area. By September 1962, Barry Gibb managed to audition his songs for Call Joy. The Gibb family moved to Sydney at the beginning of 1963. Around the same time, the Bee Gees were signed to Festival Records, although they were initially assigned to Leaden. Barry Gibb played a significant role in their songwriting, and all of the Bee Gees' singles from 1963 to 1966 were written by him. In July 1963, Lonnie Lee, a popular recording star in Australia at the time, recorded what is considered to be the first rock and roll recording of a Barry Gibb song. The song, I'd Like to Leave If I May, was recorded on Leaden Records, but the flip side was preferred by radio stations. Between 1963 and 1966, many other Australian recording artists also recorded Barry Gibb's songs. Some of the notable recordings included One Road, which reached number 2 in the New South Wales chart, and number 32 on the Kent Music Report charts for Jimmy Little in 1964. Another composition, I Just Don't Like to Be Alone by Brian Davies, reached number 25 on the New South Wales chart in 1964. In 1966, Barry Gibb's songwriting talents were recognized when he won the annual Radio 5KA Award for the Best Composition of the Year with I Was a Lover, A Leader of Men. This period marked the early stages of the Bee Gees' musical journey, and Barry Gibb's songwriting prowess was already making its mark in the music industry. In February 1970, Robin Gibb, one of the members of the famous pop group The Bee Gees, embarked on a solo career by beginning to record his first solo album titled The Kid's No Good. His solo venture started with the release of his first single, I'll Kiss Your Memory. However, the remaining songs intended for the album never saw an official release and could only be found in bootleg copies. Although I'll Kiss Your Memory did not chart in either the UK or the US, it surprisingly reached number 16 in the Netherlands within 5 weeks. The B-side of the single was a country ballad titled This Time. According to Bruce Eder of AllMusic, the songs on the Kid's No Good album featured country and sentimental numbers. In April 1970, a few months after the Bee Gees' breakup, an album titled Cucumber Castle was released. This album featured only Barry and Maurice Gibb, as Robin was focused on building his solo career. Around the same time, Robin made his debut as a solo artist by participating as a judge and performing 2 songs, One Bad Thing and The Day Your Eyes Meet Mine, at the Miss Teen Princess of the World pageant in Germany. During this event, he expressed his yearning for the stage, saying, I've not appeared on stage for at least a year and 3 months, and I really miss people. In July 1970, Robin Gibb traveled to Australia to act as a comper for Go Set. During his visit, he gave an interview to the magazine, where he revealed that despite the Bee Gees' breakup 16 months earlier, he was not ready to engage in conflicts with his brothers. He stated, Obviously, we're still brothers, but we are no longer as a group. Robin considered One Bad Thing to be the second single from his debut album, and Atco Records pressed some copies of it in August 1970, with The Day Your Eyes Meet Mine as the B-side. These copies were distributed to radio stations in Canada and other locations. However, it was decided to prioritize a new Bee Gees release, particularly their reunion single, Lonely Days. And Robin's solo single was released around August. Polydor, on the other hand, planned to release One Bad Thing by October 2nd in regions other than North America and Canada. During this time, Robin expressed his interest in pursuing an acting career, claiming he had received offers for various roles but had not yet found the right part. Interestingly, One Bad Thing was later given by Robin Gibb to his friend Ronnie Burns, an Australian singer. Ronnie Burns eventually released the song as a single on Festival Records. This marked one of the early steps in Robin's solo career as he explored new avenues outside of the Bee Gees. However, Maurice Gibb, a member of the iconic Bee Gees, passed away suddenly on January 12, 2003. 10 months later, in November of that same year, Barry Gibb played a significant role in the production of 2 songs performed by Cliff Richard, I Cannot Give You My Love, and How Many Sleeps. He not only contributed background vocals, but also played guitar on these tracks. Notably, Maurice's keyboard work from a 2001 demo version was included in this 2003 release, carrying his musical legacy forward. On May 2, 2004, both Barry and Robin Gibb were honored with the CBE, Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, award at Buckingham Palace. During the ceremony, their nephew Adam accepted the posthumous CBE award on behalf of his father, Maurice. This event recognized the enduring impact of the Bee Gees' music and their contribution to the world of music. In 2004, Barry Gibb continued his musical journey by co-writing and providing background vocals on his son Steve Gibb's solo single, Living in the Rain, showcasing a family connection to music. In January 2005, following the devastating Indian Ocean tsunami on December 26, 2004, Barry and his brother Robin joined numerous other artists to record vocal parts for the charity single Grief Never Grows Old, a heartfelt effort to support the victims of the disaster. Later, in April and May 2005, Barry Gibb collaborated with the legendary Barbra Streisand, recording songs for her new album as a producer. This marked another high point in his musical career as he worked alongside one of the most celebrated artists in the industry. In August 2006, Barry released 2 singles, Dr. Man and Underworld, on iTunes. Underworld was featured on the soundtrack of the film Arctic Tale, though it didn't appear in the film itself. On December 7, 2006, Barry Gibb was part of a notable initiative as he, along with 4,500 other musicians, joined in a full-page advertisement in the Financial Times newspaper. The advertisement called for an extension of the existing 50-year copyright protection for sound recordings in the United Kingdom, aligning it with the American standard of 95 years. This effort was a response to the Gowers Review, which had recommended maintaining the 50-year protection for sound recordings. In 2007, Barry continued to engage in the music industry by releasing Drown on the River as a single on iTunes. This song later found its way onto the soundtrack of the movie Deal. Additionally, he provided background vocals for Jamie Jo's song You Turn Me On and composed the theme music for ITV's Grease is the Word. That same year, Barry Gibb served as a mentor in Season 6 of the popular TV show American Idol, sharing his expertise with aspiring talents. On March 14, 2009, Barry Gibb, in collaboration with Olivia Newton-John, played a significant role in the 1-hour finale performance at a star-studded 12-hour live concert at Sydney's Sydney Cricket Ground. This event, known as Sound Relief, aimed to raise funds for the victims of the devastating Victorian bushfires in February 2009, which severely affected southeastern Australia, an area where the Gibb family had once lived. The concert was broadcast nationwide on the Max TV cable network. On July 10, 2009, Barry Gibb was granted the title of Freeman of the Borough of Douglas in the Isle of Man. This honor was also bestowed posthumously upon his brother, Maurice, and upon his surviving brother, Robin. In late 2009, Barry and Robin announced their plans to record and perform together once again as the Bee Gees, marking a significant moment for the fans of the iconic group. However, in 2010, Barry Gibb withdrew from a planned appearance on the Gorillaz album, Plastic Beach, which was released in March. In December 2011, he released 2 songs, Grey Ghost and Daddy's Little Girl. On February 21, 2012, Barry Gibb performed his first solo concert in the United States at the Seminole Hard Rock Cafe in Florida. During this memorable event, he sang How Can You Mend a Broken Heart alongside Maurice's daughter, Samantha Gibb, who was pursuing a career as a singer in her own band. Barry's son, Steve, also shared the stage as the lead guitarist and sang a composition by Maurice titled On Time. Tragically, on May 20, 2012, Robin Gibb passed away, leaving Barry as the sole surviving Gibb brother. Barry's musical journey continued to evolve, and he remained an enduring figure in the world of music. Barry Gibb, the eldest of the Gibb brothers and the last surviving member of the iconic band, the Bee Gees, has faced the painful loss of his 3 younger brothers, Robin, Maurice, and Andy Gibbs. In a 2012 interview with the Australian show Sunday Night, Barry Gibb opened up about the regret he carries with him, revealing that the most painful aspect of losing his brothers was that they were not on good terms during their final moments. He expressed that this regret would stay with him for the rest of his life, as he's now the last remaining member of the family. In his own words, Barry Gibb said, "My greatest regret is that every brother I've lost was in a moment when we weren't getting on. So I have to live with that, and I'll spend the rest of my life reflecting on that. I'm the last man standing. I'll never be able to understand that as I'm the eldest." The loss of his brothers initially left Barry feeling despondent and uncertain about his future in music. After the passing of his younger brother Robin, he thought that he might never perform again, fearing that it wouldn't be the same without them. He shared, "After Rob died, I just sat moping around thinking that was the end of it, and I would just fade away." Despite the initial despair, Barry Gibb eventually found the strength to continue his musical journey. In 2016, he made a memorable appearance on stage with the band Coldplay at the Glastonbury Festival, marking his return to live performances. That same year, he released his first solo album in 30 years, showcasing his enduring talent and passion for music. Barry Gibb's musical pursuits expanded into the realm of country music over the decades, and in 2020, he collaborated with well-known country artists such as Keith Urban, Miranda Lambert, Dolly Parton, and Little Big Town. These collaborations aim to infuse the Bee Gees' timeless hits with a country twist, showcasing his versatility as an artist. Through his continued musical endeavors and collaborations, Barry Gibb remains dedicated to preserving the legacy of the Bee Gees, ensuring that their influential contributions to music history will be remembered for all time. Despite the pain of losing his beloved brothers, he persists in sharing their music and carrying their memory forward in the world of music. Barry Gibb's life and career continued to evolve with several significant events and accomplishments. July 27, 2012. Barry Gibb made his debut performance at the Grand Ole Opry, a legendary country music venue, performing 3 songs alongside Ricky Skaggs. This marked his first foray into the world of country music, a genre he would further explore. 2013. Mythology Tour. In 2013, Barry embarked on a world tour named The Mythology Tour, which began in Australia. This tour featured an anthology set album of the Bee Gees' greatest hits. Barry was joined on stage by his son, Steve, and Maurice's daughter, Samantha. Release of box sets. Barry's Mythology Tour inspired Festival Records to release a box set of the Bee Gees' 3 Australian albums, titled The Festival Albums Collection, 1965 to 1967. Additionally, a best-of compilation of the group's Australian-era songs, titled Morning of My Life, was released. Country music collaborations. Barry Gibb continued to explore country music and its collaborations. In October 2013, he appeared at the Country Music Hall of Fame alongside Kenny Rogers and Bobby Bare. During the event, Barry performed Islands in the Stream with Kelly Lang. He also performed at the Grand Ole Opry for the second time with Ricky Skaggs. Television appearances. Barry made notable appearances on television. On December 21, 2013, he had a surprise appearance on the U.S. television show Saturday Night Live during the Barry Gibb talk show skit with Jimmy Fallon, Justin Timberlake, and Madonna. The closing credits of the show featured a memorable moment where Sir Paul McCartney joined Barry Gibb on stage, embracing each other. Solo tour in the U.S. In 2014, Barry Gibb announced the start of his first solo tour of the United States. He appeared on the American television show Late Night with Jimmy Fallon to make the announcement. During his appearance, he performed You Should Be Dancing with the backing band, The Roots. He also sang Everly Brothers songs with Fallon and performed To Love Somebody. Thoughts on Justin Bieber. During a CNN interview in 2014, Barry Gibb expressed his thoughts on Justin Bieber, saying that the young pop sensation was heading for a brick wall. Participation in tribute albums. Barry Gibb contributed to a tribute album dedicated to Sir Paul McCartney, titled The Art of McCartney. He performed a rendition of McCartney's When I'm 64. Transition to country music. Barry's friend, country singer T.G. Shepherd, revealed in an interview that Barry had moved to Nashville and was transitioning into country music, expanding his musical horizons. 57th Annual Grammy Awards. In 2015, Barry Gibb presented the category of Best Pop Vocal Album at the 57th Annual Grammy Awards. He did so alongside the a cappella group Pentatonix. Hard Rock Rising. Miami Beach Global Music Festival. In March 2015, Barry Gibb was one of the headlining acts at the Hard Rock Rising Miami Beach Global Music Festival. He shared the stage with artists like Andrea Bocelli, Gloria Estefan, Flo Rida, John Sakata, and Weak Left Jean. Glastonbury Festival. Barry Gibb was scheduled to perform The Legend Spot at the Glastonbury Festival in England on June 26, 2016. However, he had to pull out due to a family illness. Nonetheless, he appeared with Coldplay as a guest performer, singing To Love Somebody and Stayin' Alive. Second solo album In the Now. In 2016, it was announced that Barry Gibb had signed with Columbia Records and would release his second solo album, In the Now, on October 7, 2016. This album marked his return to recording all new material, the first since the Bee Gees' final studio album in 2001. In the Now featured songs co-written by his sons Stephen and Ashley and was produced in collaboration with John Merchant. Glastonbury Festival. On June 25, 2017, Barry Gibb performed The Legend Spot at the Glastonbury Festival in England. This marked his second appearance at the prestigious festival. Greenfields. In November 2020, Barry Gibb announced his latest album, titled Greenfields. This album is a duets project featuring country artists such as Dolly Parton, Little Big Town, Alison Krauss, and others. It includes 11 Bee Gees tracks and one unreleased Barry Gibb track, reimagined as country songs. The album's first preview was Words of a Fool, featuring Jason Isbell. What do you think about the tragedies that Barry Gibb had to go through in nearly 80 years of his life? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.